On March 11, 2020, the NBA was shut down for just the third time in history. Questions flooded the industry. How would games be played? How would players train? And what would these next few months look like? What followed became one of the strangest and most debated seasons in basketball history. Some people called it a Mickey Mouse season. Others called it one of the toughest championships ever won. So I wanted to go back and relive this unprecedented era of basketball and recreate the biggest and most challenging moments from the bubble to see just how valuable the NBA bubble really was. 4 months after the initial shutdown, 22 teams arrived to Orlando with no fans. Inside the bubble, the players' lives were confined to the same hotels, same courts, and same teammates every day. In those confinements, every team had to decide one thing: how much would this experience mean to them? The Suns arrived in the bubble with nothing to lose. They were one of the worst teams in the league with no chance of making the playoffs. Yet, they did the unthinkable. They went 8-0 and played the best basketball out of any team in the NBA to finish the regular season. It truly was a special run that no one saw coming.
To watch you guys work and battle and gain the respect of your peers the way you have on this trip. We're not the Suns of old. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. And it's hard to play the way you play every single night and not get the respect that you deserve. Guess what? You got it. Okay? So I don't care what happens. God knows I hope we get a chance to keep shocking the world, because that's what you did. You want to be the kind of team that controls your own destiny. Okay? That's our next
So this
step.
begs the question,
All right? Love you guys.
how'd they do it? The Suns didn't have control over the standings, but they controlled how they showed up. They played hard game after game, playing free and as a team. And with it, the wins piled on top of one another. So I gave myself the same chance to win 8 games and make the playoffs. Each game I had to make 3 out of 5 shots: a layup, a mid-range jumper, and a three-pointer. And if I win the game, the streak stays alive. Lose, and the run is over. To survive the bubble, I need 8 wins to match the Phoenix Suns. The first 3 games went by pretty easily, only having to take the 5th shot once. But after this miss in Game 4, I was faced with another pressured 5th shot. Luckily, I was able to knock it down to keep the streak alive. I started games 5 and 6 attacking the left side and was able to win both in only 4 shots. But Game 7 would be where I faced another tough shot. After missing back-to-back threes, I was faced with another pressured 5th shot to keep the streak alive. But this time, I wasn't able to knock it down. Despite the loss, I was able to lock back in and win games 8 and 9 with only 7 combined shots to finish the season 8-1 and get the 8 wins required to make the playoffs. Working together and playing with a free spirit can get you to the playoffs, but once you're there, every possession matters. Inside the bubble, players were dealing with challenges they never faced before. They were dealing with challenges like getting COVID tests on the daily, dealing with players being suddenly unavailable due to positive tests, and dealing with the same food, hallways, and hotel rooms every single day. It became very apparent that treating every moment in the bubble like it was the most important would be crucial to a team's success. And this reached a height in the first round of the playoffs between the Nuggets and the Jazz. Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray traded 50-point games night after night, trying to edge out the other team to advance to the next round. And under constant pressure, the Stars worked to answer back their opponent. So in the first round of the playoffs, I'll be challenging myself to see if I can replicate their incredible scoring performances. For this drill, I'll get 4 shots per round: a layup, mid-range jumper, a 3, and a free throw, all worth their normal points in a game, with the goal of replicating a 50-point performance in 10 rounds. After starting off hot with 8 quick points, I continued that momentum, scoring 5 points in each of the next 2 rounds. And after rounds 4 and 5, I reached halftime with a total of 31 points. The second half started off strong with 6 points, but quickly slowed down, only scoring 8 points in the next 2 rounds. At this point, I had a total of 45 points with 2 rounds left to go. In round 9, I made the layup and mid-range shot, setting me up with this free throw for 50 points. And after clearing the 50-point mark and successfully completing the challenge, I fell just 1 point short of the top performance from Donovan Mitchell in this iconic Jazz Nuggets battle. Things were easy when teams were able to draw energy from 50-point performances and wins. But in an environment like the bubble, what happens when things start to go south? Shots stop falling, your team falls behind, and your performance is not translating on the court. In the second round, the Denver Nuggets were down 3-1 to the Los Angeles Clippers. The series looked over, especially being in the bubble with no travel to change up the location or fans to pick up the team spirit. There didn't seem to be any opportune way to reset the momentum. But somehow the Nuggets turned it around. One game at a time, they gained momentum on the court from trusting each other. They won the first game, then the second, and then the third, and completed the notoriously difficult 3-1 comeback for the second time in the 2020 postseason, becoming the first team to ever do so. To replicate the difficulty of this comeback, I gave myself the challenge of hitting 3 game-winning type shots in a row to move past the second round. Attempt 1 started strong, making the first shot, but the second shot fell short. And just like that, the comeback was over, proving just how hard it is to come back down from 3-1. On attempt 2, I missed the first shot, but on attempt 3, I made a real run at it, but the third shot didn't fall. And for the next 6 attempts, I missed on the first shot. But the Nuggets didn't quit when they were down 3-1, so neither could I. And just like that, I went on a run. The deeper teams got in the bubble, the harder it became to keep going. At this point, teams have spent weeks living the exact same life, grinding it out every single day. And no team represents this better than the Miami Heat. Being the 5 seed in the East, no one expected them to make it as far as they did. But with effort, toughness, and a better culture than any other team, they found a way to make it through each round. So now, being in the conference finals, I had to put in the work just like the Heat did. I grinded out 5 minutes of intense ball handling and pushed myself with making 20 conditioning threes back and forth from corner to corner. I started off hot, making the first 14 out of 17 threes, but then fell into a cold streak, putting me at 17 out of 25. At this point, I could either stay tired and finish out with a couple lazy misses and makes, or use all that I had learned from the bubble up to this point and grind out the last 3 shots just like the Heat did. And that's exactly what I did.
If that's what he wants.
Drives on Howard, gets inside. Count.
But even when you give everything you have, sometimes it still isn't enough. And it's in moments like these where those original questions start to come back. You think about how far you've come, all the effort you put in, the meaning you created for every game you played, even when the world felt like it was taking it away. And amidst all the chaos inside the bubble, players formed countless memories off the court. Fishing trips, late-night card games, hotel workouts, and casual hangouts. Moments that reminded everyone that even in isolation, the relations around the game still mattered. And in the end, there was one final story to tell in the bubble. In isolation, the teams with the best leadership would prevail. And with endless questions surrounding LeBron James, having lost 6 of his 9 finals appearances, could the Lakers bring home his 4th championship? Over the course of his career, LeBron has dominated with his ability to attack the basket.
LeBron James thought they lost tonight, that's for sure.
Later, Miami up 3.
He's won championships with the help of his teammates.
Box, back out to Allen. His three-pointer.
He's nailed clutch shots and made iconic plays.
Picked off by Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala to the rim. Oh, great.
But in this type of environment, in the bubble, he would need to put it all together. And that's exactly what I need to do in this final challenge. And through all the adversity, when the moment came time, LeBron was ready and took care of business in the bubble to win his 4th ring.
And that's it. It's over. This historic 2020 NBA championship belongs to the Los Angeles Lakers.
When the bubble started, we weren't even sure if we'd have a season. And when it finally did happen, many people called it a Mickey Mouse season. But after reliving it with no fans, no travel, just the same game every day, it must have been the purest test basketball has ever seen. And the team that survived it earned every bit of that championship. Let me know down below your favorite moments from the NBA bubble, and I'll see you next time.